it's a bit of a moving goalpost thing. So back in the 80s, when we still had the Cold War going on, the pinnacle of human achievement mentally between the West and the East was a chess match between two people in Iceland. So we had the best American versus the best Russian. And chess was supposed to be the pinnacle of human mental achievement. And so that was, it symbolized. Now, of course, nowadays, if you have like 3 smart PCs, you hook them up in a network, they can out-chess anybody on the planet. And in a decade, your phone will be able to outplay anybody on the planet. So whenever we actually achieve something that works, like chess, or driving cars, or flying planes, or taking care of all the logistics of all the suitcases at Schiphol, then we don't call it AI anymore, we just call it a computer program.
Yes,
so it's a bit unfair to the AI.
I know, that's what Ray Kurzweil argues as well. He says we just raise the bar higher and higher.
And I think in a sense that's true. What I meant by disappointing is that, the chatterbots and things like that aren't getting really better right now, which might be a matter of a certain threshold. We don't know yet.
But in your use of this term AI, you keep switching to different types of it without referring to which type. So when you talk about robots having emotions or basically Skynet
they don't have to have emotions. You just need to pretend really well.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, all of you guys, you pretend to be conscious. I don't actually know that you are. But you seem to be, so I treat you as such. But I don't know that you are.
But you do jokingly.
Same thing with a robot.
But you do jokingly refer to benevolent or malevolent types of AI, which would imply a certain type of, awareness in this computer.
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It could just do something stupid based on faulty programming. Actually, machines have been doing that for a long time. Strong AI is a really difficult one, and I'm not personally sure about that. But one of the other parts to something like an intelligence explosion, which could trigger, what some people call the singularity, which is a bit of a difficult term. I'm not entirely sure about it. Could be through biotech or a combination of biotech and sort of man-machine integration. That would be a possible other path where we never achieve strong artificial intelligence, like a truly intelligent, self-enhancing, 100% artificial machine, but it's a merger of machine technology and organic systems that become significantly more intelligent than anything I've gone before, and that will trigger something. That could be another path.
All right, thank you.
I don't claim to know for sure which way it's going to go, or even that it's going to go, but I certainly think it's a possibility we have to take into account.
One last question.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, at what point should we be considering AIs as on the same moral level as humans and awarding them rights like the right of own life and illegality to kill them or something?
Right. Well, one good threshold certainly is if they ask for it. That's a pretty good measurement right there. In the history of sort of certainly, this little part of the world, our long-term trend is to expand the sphere of beings that we give rights. So in this country, 200 years ago, it was white men who owned land. That was it. Then it became all white men. Then it became all men. Then it became men and women. Then children. And now it also includes chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, and certain whale species, because they exhibit some form of intelligence. So the long-term trend in Western society, at least, is an expanding sphere of beings that we give some sort of rights, and therefore you can't kill them without good reason and things like that. I don't know how smart the machines have to behave before we give them some rights. But the funny thing is that Roomba owners, for instance, treat their vacuum cleaner much more like a pet than a vacuum cleaner. And we see in Iraq with the robots that are deployed by soldiers there, which are really just remotely controlled sensors. When one of those machines breaks, the soldier often takes it back to the repair shop and says, please repair it. And of course then, the standard logistics within the army is, here you got a new model. And they say, no, repair this one, I want this one. And so even at that very low technological level where the machine has no beginning of what we could call consciousness or anything that approaches that, people already form an emotional bond with it for some reason, like we have with pets. So I think pretty soon we'll give them some rights maybe. Treat your laptop nicely.
Before we give Arjen a big round of applause, there is one tiny announcement. unlike we've been saying all day, the WikiLeaks panel is not in the Monty Hall, it's in the birthday tent at 11 o'clock. Arjen, thank you very much for your speech.
My pleasure.